Hey everybody, it's Shonda here, ancestral medium and movement healer, and I am bringing us our channel message for the week of September 14th, 2025. I also trust that this message will find you when you are supposed to find it. And Spirit and the ancestors were saying, right? Thank you, Spirit. Spirit was saying this week, trust yourself. This week is really about trusting your intuition. Trusting your intuition, trusting your dreams, trusting your own inner compass, trusting your own inner guidance. When you have the feeling, when you get the hunch, when you get the nudge and you feel it in your spirit and you feel it in your soul, this week, try not to call 4 or 5 other people for validation, for approval, for confirmation. Let receiving the yes within yourself be enough. Let receiving the this is going to work within yourself be enough. That is how you will continue to develop a relationship with yourself, a relationship that you can trust with yourself. Spirit was saying when you have that, like, this is it, I'm going to make this, when you get this knowing within yourself, the moment you begin to call 5 and 6 other people, knowing that you really just want their confirmation and validation, you begin to put a wedge between you and yourself. Now, Spirit saying there's nothing wrong, right? There's nothing wrong with seeking counsel or guidance or wisdom. That's not what this is. Spirit is saying when you hear something for yourself and then you immediately tell yourself, no, that's not what you heard. But then you go ask somebody else what they think because this is what you're thinking. Spirit is like, no, know that you know that you know. And in order to get to that space, you got to practice it. You got to practice it. So this week, practice it. If something tells you turn left and see where it takes you, right? You might be pleasantly surprised. There might be some miracles and opportunities or relationships waiting for you that if you didn't listen to yourself would have been harder or taken longer, right, to find you. This week, honor your self-trust, honor your intuition, honor your inner knowing, honor yourself. And honor it in a way, thank you, Spirit, honor it in a way that you don't have to broadcast to everybody. Honoring yourself is supposed to be done internally and you move accordingly. All right. So yeah, Spirit was like this week. So thank you, Spirit. I just heard for people who have a lot of dreams, try to keep a dream journal next to like your bed. What that is just get a notebook or some paper. And as soon as you wake up, if you can, start writing down the dreams you had. Start interpreting them. Start looking at the signs and the symbols that is being sent to you. Instead of waking up like, man, that was crazy. And then you walking your whole day looking for all these signs and everything, the information, the confirmation, the insights, all of that you literally just got in a dream, right? So if you're one of these people that Spirit is showing me, like you steady getting dreams about stuff, really start journaling. When you start journaling, you'll start processing and you'll start getting clarity of what those things mean for yourself. Okay. Yeah. When it comes to taking care of ourselves this week, Spirit is like, drink lots of water, lots and lots of water. Try to wear some blues if you can. It's really about us being able to kind of flow, trusting our intuition, our blues and our purples. I'm going to pull a card for us, but that's kind of, in our third eye chakra, but also that solar chakra. So wear those yellows and those golds, those power colors that are really going to allow for you to connect to yourself as well. So anything between that third eye, right, and that solar chakra, that part of your body, your stomach, your core, that's connected to your relationship with yourself. Drink that water, eat fresh, right? Things that are going to actually feed your body, feed your mind, and feed your intuition. Not eating things that are going to slow you down, that's going to have you be lethargic, because all of that is what's going to lead you to second guessing yourself. So really be mindful of how you've been nourishing your body this week too. That's the first thing Spirit was saying. If you can go for a swim, go for a swim. Go for that speed walk or that jog. Really cardio this week. Cardio for clarity is what I just heard. Cardio for clarity. So whatever cardio looks like for you, and y'all already know, set that intention, okay? Set that intention on what you're asking yourself, your spirit, your higher self. What are you trying to get more clarity on? What do you need to connect the dots with this week? Cardio for clarity this week. All right, let me pull a card, see what comes out for us. All right, I just had one jump out. Something is telling me pull a second card, but I'm going to read both of them for us. All right, for this week. Okay, just kidding. See, be careful what you ask for, because now we got 3. Okay. All right, y'all. The first one is our heart chakra. Compassion and forgiveness. All right. Here's our heart chakra affirmations for this week. I have compassion for myself and for those around me. I let go of anger, resentments, and torments from the past, and I do not give my power away to those involved. Forgiveness is a gift I give to myself. I forgive myself for things I feel I could have done differently in the past, and I remind myself that my response could not have been any more evolved than it was at the time. I am compassionate to those in need, as this shows them that they are not alone. I practice this by listening, sharing, understanding, and being of service. And what Spirit was saying, you know, practicing compassion and forgiveness, especially with ourselves, is one of the best ways, is the number one way, right? I just heard the healthiest way to really begin to build that self-trust and trusting our intuition. When you're not side-eyeing yourself, then you actually want to listen to what you have to say. I know, getting us together this week. All right, y'all. And then our last 2 cards, child. 2 throat chakra cards. Listen, Linda. All right, so the first one is creative expression. I'm committed to sharing and revealing my thoughts and feelings by being creative in my communication style and using expressive language. I express myself through talking, singing, sighing, laughing, and crying, and through using my creative talents. I consciously use my senses to experience my world more fully. I see, hear, smell, and feel more, and I become more aware of my surroundings, such as the weather, aromas, people, nature, sounds, and sights. Right? Spirit is like, connect to your intuition. It looks differently for everybody. Thank you, Spirit. It looks differently for everybody. For some people, you start hearing your intuition when you journal. Some people, you start hearing your intuition when you are listening to the trees or when you're talking to plants. Some people, you connect to your intuition by watching that TV show and then stuff just starts coming to you. Some people, you dream. So all of that is also a way that we express ourselves. So when you tap into your creativity, you're also tapping into your outlet for your intuition. All right. Come on, Spirit. Okay, I'm sorry. So our last throat chakra card for this week, connect with Spirit. I develop a quiet mind that allows me to tune in and get in touch with my higher self or my spirit. We can't make this up, y'all. I listen for the guidance that is there waiting for me to hear. I am open to the truth and I welcome spiritual inspiration from others. I will benefit greatly by practicing meditation and stillness. I ask for inner guidance to assist me in getting more in touch with my spirit. I know that if I ask for guidance, it will be given. Listen, Linda. That's all I got. That's the message, okay? For my crystal people, sodalite, lapis lazuli. I just heard kyanite. So think about those blue crystals, things that are going to really help you, not just with your creative expression and your communication, but opening up your intuition, but having your intuition really still be connected to, your creativity. All right, if anybody's really sitting with some issues around forgiveness, I just heard rose quartz, for people who need that compassion. And I keep hearing malachite. I just heard malachite. So if you're really sitting with some deep resentment and it's been really hard for you to get over that ish, put some malachite on that heart chakra, because it's going to go in there. It's going to knock it out. But the beautiful part about malachite is it's a powerful crystal, but it'll still leave you with a little, you won't feel depleted. It'll still leave you with a little 1-2 to kind of ease into that forgiveness and that compassion. All right. All right, y'all. Listen to yourself this week. Trust yourself this week. Trust your intuition this week. I got some courses that's going to be rolling out at the end of this month where we're going to be getting into some root chakra healing. It's going to be a virtual cohort. I'm super excited. It's going to be our third rodeo cohort, and we've been having a blast in the community. So I'm so excited to get our fall season cohort rocking and rolling at the end of this month. And if you're looking for something more customized, click the link below. Go ahead to the website, book an ancestral reading so you can get connected to your ancestors to understand what you should be healing and how to actually heal it with herbs, crystals, movement, and your ancestors. All right. Happy week, y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.